What's happening, sports fans? Hope you guys are doing well. We got a little bit of rain today in San Diego, so this will forever date when this episode happened because this will be one of like 5 times that it ever rains in San Diego. But that means we got another great top recruit to talk to. It's Niko Williams from Poway. He is committed to play volleyball at the Ohio State University. I think the is in all capital. Yeah. Show off the Buckeye swag there, Niko. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on with us. Let's start with talking about the choice for Ohio State. I feel like it probably seems like a no-brainer that everybody wants to play, no matter what the sport is, at a big-time school like that. But for you, what was this decision like, and what finally, helped you pick Ohio State?
Well, it was a lot of doing my own research, as well as the coaches and even players, like, touch with me week after week. So I got to know the head coach, the assistant coach, and I think even the trainer, just over a couple of calls over Zoom. And then each call over Zoom, I had players that are already on the team in there with me, and then some other 2021 recruits and even another 2022 recruit. So that was really nice of them, and that helped me kind of form my decision about it. It really let me know that they were interested. And then along with my own research, I kind of went into what their best colleges were for each subject, and everything I wanted to study in college, they have great colleges for. So it worked out perfectly for me because they have everything I want to study. They have a great program, and being a Power 5 school, they have a lot of money for men's volleyball, which most colleges don't have. So that was another thing for me.
You seem like you already have, a specific major in mind, or just in general, what do you want to study?
I don't have a specific major in mind, but the 4 things I really want to look into are political science, history, economics, and law.
I don't want this to dive into politics, but it seems like you're probably the kind of kid that's been very interested with what's been happening in our country in the last week or so.
Yes.
I do want to run you by this. This will be my one foray into this subject. Don't worry, but I'm not taking any political stance. But the big boards that all those guys are using on all the different networks to zoom in on the counties and everything like that, we need more of that in just everyday life, right?
Honestly, it would be helpful. Yeah.
Just that's how teachers should teach on Zoom, and that just you should be able to use that for here's what I want. I've just been so fascinated sometimes with watching. Okay, they're zooming in, he's drawing numbers. Now I'm like, this is awesome. Television, all television should be this. It's been absolutely awesome. I see in the background, it looks like a Josh Allen jersey. I see a flag of the United States that looks like it might be broken up by sports allegiances. I get the sense that you're somebody that also just cares about sports in general, yes?
Yes.
Okay,
so Josh Allen jersey is a little bit misleading because I am a Pats fan, so I kind of feel bad about having it in my room.
Okay, so then do tell. Why do you have a Josh Allen? Rivalry. Why do you have a Josh Allen jersey then?
Well, the Pats and Bills rivalry, but the reason I have it is just because I've been starting to want to get more jerseys and stuff like that of just players I like and not just the team I like. So if I move it over, there's the Deshaun Watson Clemson jersey over there.
Okay.
So yeah, I think football is my favorite sport just to watch. So I just focus on that.
So do you drift towards Josh Allen because he is is he the great hope for all volleyball players to be tall and be able to run and be able to die? Is there a little bit of just all volleyball players kind of connect with Josh Allen? They're like, be successful, dude. That's good for us.
I never thought about it like that, but you bring up a good point. He is very tall and very fast. So.
And everybody kind of hates on him for no, this body type can't do that from that guy. Yeah, so maybe there is something there. But then you mentioned your football fandom. You have to then just be excited to go to Ohio State for the games and for everything there.
Yeah, that wasn't a huge thing about committing, but it was in the back of my mind, thinking about it.
Well, so then are you the kind of guy that Friday night you're front and center in the Poway Titans crowd on a game? Are you covered in green paint? What level of fandom are we talking about?
Well, freshman year was freshman year, so everybody's just going to be kind of sitting there awkwardly watching the game, talking with 1 or 2 people. Sophomore year, I tried to go to a few more games just to get a little bit more involved. And this year I was planning on being a bigger fan of it and having a bit more school spirit, but obviously COVID happened. So hopefully senior year, I get it back and I can be one of those guys that's front and center, screaming the whole time.
Deal. I look forward. Please, I mean, you'll be on the show between now and then, but please don't let us forget to have you like first game of next season already. Just we'll have you featured on our Instagram as you finally get to unleash your Poway fandom. I am going to go back and clip that out there because I think you might have put into words what a lot of people had never been able to do in terms of just one sentence that summarizes the awkwardness of freshman year of high school. You're there, you're trying to do it. You only got a couple of people you can talk to, but you're like, we're coming close. That's awesome, man. So what have you been up to during the downtime? And I'm sure you want to say, you've been working out and like you'll give the good athlete cliches. Great, fine, pass on that. But I mean, a lot of downtime in the last couple of months. Have you learned? Do you play guitar now? Are you better at video games than ever before? Like, what have you been up to?
I actually did try to learn guitar. I kind of gave up on it, but I still have it, and I'm gonna try to get myself back into it. In terms of video games, I have been playing a lot of video games in my downtime. I don't know if I'm any better at anything. I've just been like, I don't know.
What have you been playing?
Like I play like Madden, 2K. I play Rainbow Six Siege for anybody out there who knows what that is. And I'm looking into getting the new Cyberpunk 2077 game that's coming out, but it's been pushed back a lot, so whatever. Another game. There's one more game that I can't think of off the top of my head. But I played with my friend like throughout the whole game, and I've just been doing those kind of game where like they don't take a lot of like effort, but it's just fun to play with.
Absolutely. Do you think a volleyball video game would be doable and or fun? Would you go for like a Madden of volleyball?
Yes, I would very much like that. There is a video game out there called like Spike Volleyball that I tried, and it's a game, not very good, but
that's a yes.
They certainly tried. Yeah, I just think if any company wanted to and like actually wanted to put in the effort to make a game like that it could do well and it could be a fun game, but I don't think a lot of companies are.
Well, because getting a good kill is a pretty rewarding feeling, right? Like when you get a good block or a good kill. Or okay, so let me ask you then, what is the most rewarding? Like baseball, it's a home run. Basketball, it's a dunk. Like whatever it is, what's that feeling for you on the court?
This may be a little biased because I'm a setter, but I think the most rewarding thing for me is when I give like a perfect set and there's only one blocker on and he cranks it past him and pounds it on 10-foot line maybe. That's what for me is most rewarding, just because like if I hadn't given him that set, would he be able to do that? So
is that something that when take us on the court, if you don't mind, you get down there and are you able to sort of see it like, oh, I'm going to set this right over there and he's going to like, can you connect all the pieces, or is this more of, I just got to feel the set. It's got to be really good. And I will do you have to have a lot of faith in the other guy?
I'm supposed to be able to look and know where the blockers are. That's one thing that I'm like working on right now, is trying to get better at that. But as of like so far, it's been more of just like kind of using my peripheral vision and then feeling it. But I am supposed to know to like take a quick look and then go back to the ball, which is something that my coach is very much working on right now.
Well, because I feel like it's something like kind of like the quarterback wide receiver connection a little bit, where sometimes you have that QB that just rolls out and he's like, if I get this anywhere near that guy, he'll come down. Like let's just chuck it. And others, it's I can see that exact hole between those two DBs, and all of it works for different people. So it's just always interesting to get the athlete's perspective. You're one of the first that's ever been like, I actually still need to work on this a little bit. So credit to you for breaking the mold on that. We're talking to Niko Williams from Poway. He's a volleyball player committed to The Ohio State University. Woohoo. So wait, is the whole family decked out in Buckeye gear? Has that begun? Because you're doing this during time of quarantine, so not everybody gets the chance to we went on campus and loaded up in the actual bookstore.
Yeah, well, I got this sweatshirt, as you can all see. But the Ohio State men's volleyball actually recently launched like a week-long promo for just men's volleyball stuff. So it doesn't just say Ohio State, it says Ohio State men's volleyball. So my parents got a couple shirts for them, a couple more shirts for me. So, we're working on getting there.
We're working on getting there. Because I remember flashing back to what feels like last year, but just when it was the spring season that everyone was getting canceled on, when some of the seniors were still like, okay, I just now decided to commit, yada, yada, yada. And they're like, well, I actually haven't even been there yet since committing. I don't have they were like, I don't even have a shirt. I had to take a Sharpie and draw, San Jose State on it or something like that. So at least you got a pretty solid start to it there. Niko, we really appreciate you giving some of your time. I always like to ask a couple of people same questions on the way out. Favorite spot for Mexican food in San Diego?
Ooh.
I know, it's a tough one.
People are going to hate me for this. But I've never really been that big on Mexican food. It's not my favorite thing. But
no, people will be refreshed to hear honesty.
Well, yeah, Mexican food's not my favorite thing. But I like the chain restaurants. Chipotle,
well, let's pivot then. Let's pivot then. If you don't like Mexican food, what is your favorite type of food, and where do you find it in San Diego?
I'm always a big fan of fast food, and if you live in San Diego, In-N-Out is good. So I would totally recommend that. That's
okay, so what's the ideal In-N-Out order then? That'll be a good replacement for favorite Mexican food order.
I like the double doubles with like cheese and sauce and just tomato or just lettuce. I'm not a big fan of tomato. But just the sauce in and out, if you have enough of that, it's so good, like unrivaled.
Have you done the fries well done?
I have not. How did I try that?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
So if you order the fries well done, they'll dunk them for an extra whatever amount of time. They'll come out kind of crispy. Sometimes they miss it and they overshoot it and they're too crispy, but usually I order the animal style fries well done so that it has more time to let the sauce sink into it and not get the fry too soggy.
Yeah.
It's a certain kind of good when you get to that last bite or two and you still got crunchy fries.
Yeah, I gotta write that down somewhere. Jeez,
I'll DM it to you. We'll make sure we'll make sure that you don't forget that, folks, and everyone else out there. Let us know if you think we're absolutely crazy. We'll put it on the poll. That's how we'll close this out. We'll put it on the poll at SD Prep Insider. Have you ever had your animal fries well done at In-N-Out? Niko, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for advancing the conversation on a lot of food topics that we needed to get out there to the public in San Diego. Folks, there's a lot of kids like Niko that are still just waiting, but we're hypothetically like 1 month out from the start of everything, so we're sending positive vibes. But it means that we'll have all these people back on when we actually can see them in a gym doing their respective sports. Until then, we will stay safe. Have a great day, Niko, and everyone else. Thank you very much for tuning in.